What we do here is go back.
Hey guys, what is going up? It's Holly Jolly Gasket Case here, and we are building something that couldn't be done until this latest update, and that is a monster truck. Starting off with the engine, we're going to be having a 90-degree V8 aluminium at roughly 9.4 litres. Harmonic dampeners are a thing now! Like, oh my god! Putting in all the goodies for this engine to make it top of the line. I knew I wanted this engine to have quite a lumpy idle, so increasing the cam profile does help get that choppiness to the engine. The turbocharger is going for a twin turbo V8 wastegate controlled, nothing too fancy here, but this part is very confusing and very new. So we're going to go for variable geometry and ball bearing type. Just putting in some rough figures to start with to hopefully get to where we need to be. Crowning it off with two 4-barrel carburetors on a race intake. Going on to the exhaust, we're choosing turbo short cast and the dual format, making the exhaust diameter much larger, a high flow 3-way catalytic converter, baffled first muffler, and none for the rest. Now, we move on to the turbo tuning. The turbo tuning was incredibly difficult. I feel like this is kind of too in-depth really for this new update, but hopefully soon they'll be bringing back the presets. The presets which will allow newer people or just casual players to enjoy this update without having to fight with everlasting detonation caused by poor turbo tuning. And of course, poor turbo tuning means bye-bye engine, which also means kablam. We do not like an engine that goes kablam unless we are dropping it from a cliff, which will just be coming up soon.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
But that was it. The tuning at 1000 times speed. We make an engine that does not kill itself. Hooray! And a lot of power. Now, time for the build. Starting off with things that I know where I wanted, such as the exhaust and the wheels. I chose these wheels because they looked like they were bead locked. Adding a side step for that extra 3 inches you need to be able to get into your monster truck. Some wipers, maybe useful, maybe not, I don't know. Choosing the rear and front bumpers to make it look more like a farm truck. Farm truck vibe is what I'm going for with this build. I decided to make a custom-made roll bar because no one's made a fixture for it yet. Come on, I want this thing. I don't want to have to make one every time I make a pickup. Come on, someone out there do it. Fuel cap, the front grille being a very defining feature of this truck, which makes it look pretty old school with the lights tucked in nicely and a spruce mustache to finish it off, and some sort of bonnet grooves, I don't know, go faster grooves, but also an indentation on the rear. Next, we get to try out a new feature. It's the typing function. You don't have to place all the letters individually. I love this feature so much. Such a little detail. But the rear lights now are okay-ish. I like the way that they look. I brought them out in 3D fixtures so they didn't look as if they warped into the body. The running gear, longitudinal 4-wheel drive manual with a 6-speed, which I changed to later on, and quite long gears. Manual lockers also help complete the way it runs. Radial off-road tires, chunky off-road for that pure grip, making them as wide as they can go and as big as they will go in the stock format before we start messing around with those all-important new sliders from this update. Onto the brakes. Brakes I didn't spend too much time on, and I really wish that I had spent some more time testing and tuning these brakes because they are horrendous, but they get better. Also, I kind of forgot to put a rear handle onto the trunk there, I guess. I chose to then use no under tray, have a little bit of brake cooling, I didn't know how well this is going to be, and a bench seat. Basic interior, but with a premium CD player for all the tunes. Chose hydraulic power steering, and moving on to the suspension, we have chosen hydrogen pneumatic for some reason. I don't know, I just kind of thought like we'd try it. I've not used it yet. Off-road sway bar and off-road preset. Onto the new sliders that everyone, okay, not everyone, maybe just me, I don't know, but I had an absolute blast messing around with this. But this is what made this build possible. As you can see, there is a lot more customization to the sliders that we now have regarding wheels, tires, and suspension. We can now change a lot of different things, tire diameter being the biggest one and the tire width that really helped change this about. Tried to make the wheels a little bit bigger, wasn't sure what size to use, what rim diameter I wanted to use, but I just kind of muddled through. This is the first time I've used any of this. With the new tread width, I was able to mess around, and also the tire wall curve also helped add that bulbous look. Messing around with the tire tread curve, which I thought could be useful for something like a lunar rover or a Mars rover, but that's coming maybe a later update, don't know. Wheel rotation rotates the wheel. I found that one out. Really confused me for a minute. But messing around, and I think it's about this point where I realized, oh wait, I can change the offset. Changing the offset in the sliders, and then I think, oh hang on, what happens if I change the offset in the actual standard settings? Not a lot actually happens, but I think this car looks so ridiculous with this big old wheels on the front and tiny old tires on the back. I think I have to make a build this stupid at some point. It was at this point where I realized that I could scroll past what the sliders would let me, and that opened up a lot more adjustability and helped really pull off the look of this monster truck that I so wanted. Changing the rim center, which actually moved the brakes so they weren't floating in midair, and then adding a little bit more tire diameter because they still looked kind of too small. Matching the rear wheels to the front wheels now. This was as simple as just matching the numbers on the top rung to the rear rung, which make the rears match the front identical. Not much going on, but I have to say that I really love this advanced trim and aesthetic settings menu that we now have. It's a bit weird that the suspension tires aren't involved with the actual tabs along the builder itself, but I can forgive that because you can still see the car, but the menu does hide some things and can be a little bit in the way. Bringing that rear tire up to match the front tire was pretty simple, just a slide, and then I just scrolled past where I needed to be. Tire wall curve, adding more of that, just completes the look. I'm very happy with how this truck turned out. It was fantastic to build, a good learning experience, and just adding a little bit more height. I felt as if it was too low. We were about to scrape on some sort of leaves. So I hope you enjoy and see you in the testing.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
So here we are. We have got the Joker monster, which is incredibly sluggish, but we are on the off-road paradise map. I am already scared of this hill. Yep, I should have been scared. I've already seen some issues. So what Automation doesn't do very well regarding building a monster truck is it doesn't like the gearing. I've had to set this gearing to 100% spacing, so it's really, really short. And even then, it doesn't like it. The body seems a lot more spongy and wobbly in this, and I don't believe I'm getting as much traction as I should be. But the gearing is not happy with this car. Camera starts to wiggle, clutch dump, and it's useless. Come on, let's get a bit of a run up. Let's get a clutch dump. Come on! This monster truck is really bad. Wobble, 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 physics. There we go, we're up. I've had to reduce the intensity of the force feedback. The force feedback was killing me before. Just didn't know what to do. It was all over the place, super strong that it was shaking my whole entire desk. Oh God, now I need to try and get down here. And we've stalled. And okay. We're going down. Not quite the way I wanted it to. So does it do things well? No. Does... It's so flimsy. Oh, bless. I thought this was going to be amazing. I thought this was going to be absolutely incredible. Okay, we float. We float. That's interesting to know. That's something new. We're going downstream. Oh, we killed the engine. That makes sense. The engine is dead. Let's try this river crossing once more. And let's not get distracted by the fact that we float. Come on. Grab something, you bastard. No, that doesn't work. Rewind, rewind, rewind. Let's hit it with a bit more speed this time. Yes! We made it! We've broken something. Apparently this will do over 230 mile an hour. I don't believe that somehow. So it doesn't do the dunes, it doesn't do river crossings, and it also doesn't do hills. Right. It doesn't do second gear either, really. The suspension is coming through the bodywork, kind of... South-right, there we go. South-right, yourself. I've made a Beyblade.
Beyblade, Beyblade, let it rip. Let's fight an epic battle.
Let's take it around this off-road course. I'm sure nothing can go wrong. Ooh, what's the worst that can happen? This is a monster truck. It should be able to do this. Whee! Alright, nice smooth landing. Kinda. And I've already broken the front suspension. It's a little bit fragile. And there comes the boost. Okay, we still have our front suspension intact somewhat. It's freaking out again. Come on, around this berm. So, let's face it, this car, or this truck, is not very usable. It's fragile, for a start. Oh, there's a rock climbing section. Let's hit it in low range. How are we going to do? I don't think we're going to get anywhere near where we want to, because it's just going to roll over. There we go. It's really distracting that the suspension pops through. We're made it into third. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, but a couple of things haven't exported quite nicely. Such... Let's take this somewhere else, shall we? We're here at the dirt... Oh, yeah, I need to turn this down. Oh my god, it will rip my fucking arms off. Oh, steady. Alright, it's doing okay. It's doing okay. How's it going to handle these jumps? I don't want it to break instantly. Into the wall, though, and... Right. Wheelie. Okay, there's a lot of understeer going on. That's okay. Lot of understeer. It's happier in low range. Rear brakes are... dreadful. Cleared that jump nicely. And that jump, I heard a little bit of a cracking. We're far too front heavy. And dead. Safe to say that we can start in second or third. Into fourth. Heavy landing, and that's broken it again. I think there's some things that need fixing. It's so stupid. Okay, that didn't work out so well. Starting third. Okay. Now I understand why they put the engine in the middle of monster trucks. We're far too nose heavy. Way too nose heavy. But I didn't have a choice for mid-engined, so maybe I should have changed that with the sliders. Oh god, big jump, big jump, big jump. We made it. And did we break anything? I don't think so. Let's keep going. Now we broke something. We have a deflated tire. Let's ignore it. Let's see if we can actually finish a lap. Can we do one clean? I don't know if we should. Or could be able to sort this out. You can't go very fast with it, or it will rip itself apart. Nice. There's a lot of front end flickering, not sure why. I see now why not many people have made monster trucks yet with this new update. They're a bit jank. But if I'm honest, I love it. For all its faults and all its flaws, if I could make it a little bit more tougher so it didn't kill itself, this would be fantastic. A little bit of work with the turbos to bring that peak power down. Oh, I've just ruined the front axle. We're nearly there. We're nearly finished, and it will complete a lap. I don't like it. It's very, very broke. Yeah, if it wasn't so jank, give me the grid. This car claims to have a top speed of 200 plus mile an hour. Let's see if that's true. Power band. It's already very wobbly. I kind of believe it now. Airspeed is what we're looking at, just above the actual tachometer. It's doing a weird sort of crab. Okay, we're over 200 mile an hour. This thing is becoming increasingly, yes, increasingly more and more unstable. We haven't even reached a 6th gear yet. Oh my god. 240. It's wobbling all over the place. 250. How on earth is this doing it? 260 mile an hour. 265. Oh, I think I'm going to run out of area. 270. And into 6th. Let's calm it down. Okay, 6th was not a good idea. We need a little bit later for the 6th gear. How? This is probably the fastest car I've ever made. I don't think that's a good idea to do this kind of thing in a car that wants to kill you and itself. 275. Come on. Reach 280 at least. Come on. 280, then I'll change. I promise. I promise. 279. 279 seems to be the limit. 6th gear is just too long. Okay, it's calmed down though. We've calmed it. Minimal input. There it goes. There's the wobble. It's all over the place. Whoa. And there we go. That slid for a long way. Let's try once more. Let's have the diffs enabled. See if that helps. Or makes things worse. I'm going to guess makes things worse. 3rd, we had a better launch. Minimal steering input. Minimal. Next to nothing. Don't want to upset the car. Nice little turbo. There. We're already at 200 mile an hour. And this is where it's going to start to go a little bit more jank. It's that post 220 that it starts to get a little bit unsettled. 250. Normal monster trucks can only do 70 mile an hour. Let me just remind everyone and tell you that they can only do 70 mile an hour. Real monster trucks. Or at least that's the Gravedigger figures that I read. Okay, we're already at 270. Maybe the diffs were a good option. Come on, 280. Come on, you can do it. 280, yes! We have quite a discrepancy between the two speedometers. Nearly a 10 mile an hour difference. But it's the airspeed that we need to worry about. Can we reach 300? I don't know if we can. I will change you at 290. 289. 290. Promises are promises. No, 6th gear is just too long. 6th gear, I need to be bouncing off that limiter. And I'm going to do something incredibly stupid in a minute. I'm going to put it from high range to low range at this speed and just see what happens. I'm guessing ultimate destruction. Over revving. That would be pistons out through the block, out through the bodywork. You can suck one turbocharger. 291, 292, 293. I'm surprised at how fast this actually is. This is way above what automation said this car could do. 294, 295. I just saw it. 295. No, 6th is just too long. Okay, and as I said, woo! That's what happens when you shift it into low range at nearly 300 mile an hour. I'm gonna have to call up the warranty and go, hey, your engine, it just did a big die. Oh, dear. It comes from the ground. It emerges like some sort of plant life. Oh god, I need to be in gear already. That worked so well. Slip the clutch, slip the clutch, slip the clutch. 2nd is fine. This is not fine, however. I need to already start. There you go, axle tramp, axle tramp. Note to self, front brakes are strong. There we go. We're off to a gooder start. That's fine. That's fine. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yep. This is fine. This is absolutely fine. Understeer for days. I think I might need to granny shift this. Oh yes, granny shift is definitely in order. I don't know. It's scary. Coming off the power. Turning in. Letting it slide wide. Trying to brake. This is not going to be the best time going. I think it wants to wheelie. If you get the gears right, it will wheelie. And I don't know how well I feel about that. It's almost like driving a semi-truck from my experience in oh, brain, come on. Ew! I'm putting the rear diff on to hopefully try and encourage some oversteer instead of understeer. That still hasn't worked. Come on, get around. Get around. Rear brakes do nothing. Okay, trying the low range box this time. It needs 4-wheel steer. That would be gorgeous right about now. Okay, you want to slide, do you? Fine. Oh god, I'm scared. 3rd, 4th, 5th. Hard on the brakes, hard on the brakes. Not that hard on the... Rise from your eternal sleep. Okay, that was a really bad start by me. Already 4 seconds before I left the line. Reaction times. Good thing I'm not doing a drag race. I don't think this thing would last or survive a drag race, if I'm honest. Trying to feel through that understeer, which is killing us, like, all the time. Tab on the brakes. Run it wide, that's fine. It's fine. It's just a little bit more of a setup for the next corner. Yeah, perfect. Absolutely gorgeous corner right there. If only it was intentional. I could have said that I was a pro drifter, but I'm not. Dab on the brakes, slowly, 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 slowly. Steering input is doing nothing. I fear for my life on this corner. I came out too soon. This is going better than the last couple times. And that's what I was not meant to do. I will get around. I will. I promise. It will get around. Okay, just a bit of trail braking. Yes. I'm not sure how's best to drive this car, if I'm honest. Checked out the weight distribution. It's too much over the front. Too much over the front and nothing over the back, which is causing multiple issues right now. The brake bias is terrible. We cannot use a handbrake either because that's absolutely shocking. The engine is just too peaky. I'm struggling to even think of things to say. There's chronic understeer, then chronic oversteer. If you press the brakes too hard, you're going to do a nose stand into 3rd. This might be the slowest time I've ever done. The timer has stopped. Oh, the timer has continued. I think it gave me pity points. Okay, it does not want to slide. Come on, there's not much left. Nearly 2.5 minutes. Lift off, it just nosedives and sends you into a weird either oversteer or understeer moment. Like that. Okay, back into 4-wheel drive. Let's see how 4-wheel drive does. Okay, that was somewhat better. Brake, 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 brake. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, there we go. Stop buckarooing. Yes. No! I hate this car. Go! Go, little Joker. Nicely tight on the apex. When do I tell myself that enough is enough? Stop punishing myself. Somehow we managed to go straight when the wheels were turned as much as they could be. Okay, we made it around. We made it around to the carousel next. Nearly 150 mile an hour and not happy, not happy, not happy. Okay, we managed to make it through there at just over 100 mile an hour. I'll take that as a win. 70 mile an hour did us okay around here last time. Stab of brakes, and understeer, and get out of it! Go! At the 150, we're going to already start putting on the brakes because we can't use all of the brakes before Hill Rob chicane. Locking up ever so slightly. Come on. Full lock. Lock to try and get round there. It's not so bad. Behind, like, below 4,000, it's kind of ruined by those turbos. Okay, off the brakes. We're not going to get a sub 3 minute, I don't think. Can we try and get a sub 3 minutes out of this? We just made a sub 3 minutes. Oh, that was tiring. We are not the worst. How on earth were we not the worst? That's not awful. How? There's only one more thing left to do to this. We're here at the ultimate demise of the Joker. Also, pretty good in red. Ah, the Joker. So big, no camera can contain it. The ski jump, we're going to see how much this will actually destroy itself. We know it's fragile already. Okay. Right. I'd say that is pretty mint. Well, on that note, I'm going to have to say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and think about subscribing to my YouTube channel. There is also a link to my Discord and my Twitch. I record my builds there, get some inspiration from you guys, and this is going too long. This has been a weird experiment of the latest update for automation. But thank you very much. Goodbye.